Anthony for three.
I think we see Willis coming out. Won the NBA championship.
Have the first pick in the 1985 NBA college draft.
Season ends the hands of the Chicago Bulls.
Miller is tied the game. Still, the Spurs are your world champions.
New York Knicks select Kristaps Porzingis.
Know you heard this before. Never get high on your own supply.
It is a pleasure to welcome back on the program Joe Panterno, sports editor for Metro New York. Joe,
What's going on, man?
What's up, guys? Thanks again for having me.
How you
Thrilled
doing?
to be on again.
Some things have happened since the last time we spoke, and we brought you back on to get your reaction. So the Knicks, with the 8th overall pick, of course, picked a name that we have repeatedly said to the point where we now know how to spell it, pronounce it, and even with the French accent, right, T?
Ntilikina.
Frank Ntilikina was the Knicks pick. I just want to get your initial thoughts, reactions. You're really in tune with what's going on in the sports New York media world, and of course, how do you see the fans reacting to this as well?
The selection of Ntilikina was actually somewhat of a relief, and I think it should have been to a lot of Knicks fans just because of the lead up into it with Porzingis' trade rumors flying everywhere. I had people calling me up saying, he's going to Phoenix, and then 5 minutes later saying, no, it's Boston. And we were panicking. So we wanted to just see Boston and Phoenix make their picks. Mm-hmm. And once they made their picks, we knew that Porzingis was safe, and we knew that, okay, there's a good chance we're going to be using our 8th pick on somebody. And I've been saying this since probably March that they need to draft a point guard.
I agree.
And Ntilikina was there, and again, last time I was on here, we spoke about him, and we mentioned that he could have been the diamond in the rough. He could have been, the next Porzingis, where this is the foreign guy that comes out of nowhere and succeeds in the NBA.
That's right.
And the Knicks did something right, in my opinion, at least. This is a
in
player
your
that
opinion, yeah.
He's an 18-year-old. He can be molded into the system. He can be integrated into the triangle. Your first dose of professional basketball in the United States will be in the triangle. Mm-hmm. This is an asset that they can use moving forward, and they can hone him into the Knicks' style of play, and we'll see where it goes from there. And if, the few missing pieces, I shouldn't say few, but the missing pieces can come, and everybody can acclimate, and maybe in a couple of years we can utter that word that rhymes with schmayoffs.
Let me take a wild guess here and just say you meant playoffs? Playoffs!
Yeah. For the record, I've been begging for a point guard since like 1994, but that's neither here nor there. So I guess final quick follow. We only wanted to keep you on for a few, but in terms of the level of disgust or angst that some Knicks fans have in drafting yet another foreigner. Of course, KP worked out. We don't know a whole lot about this kid. When you got a guy who's posting videos of doing 360 dunks and Dennis Smith Jr. Like, that hurt me.
Yeah,
I don't know
really
if you saw that video, Joe, but that hurt to see. What do you say to Knicks fans like that?
It's understandable to be a little pessimistic just because, of course, Smith got taken one pick after it. 10 years down the road, if Smith is an all-star and Ntilikina is a bust, we're going to be like, oh, what could have been? It's just the way the Knicks run of luck has been over the past 100 years. But it's so vital that we preach patience, which is such a difficult thing to ask.
Yeah.
It's really not fair.
We're not Philly. This is New York.
Exactly. We're better than that, right?
Or so we think.
You hear that, Jay? Practicing patience.
You got any wrap-ups for Joe? Any final questions?
Joe, I know this is a little bit redundant at this point. But as far as Frank's defensive capabilities, how do you think they'll translate guarding other point guards in the league?
When I take somebody that's 6'5" and has a 7 foot and still growing wingspan, I'm really thinking that only good things can happen here. This is a guy that's going to be able to get in there and really wreak havoc against people that are going to take the chance and try and ball handle around him, just given that he's 6'5".
So in short, we're telling Knicks fans here, you and looks like myself and TK collectively, don't fret. This guy can be something special. Yeah. You might see the glitz and glamour of Malik Monk and Dennis Smith Jr., but this guy is also something special.
Absolutely.
Great. Joe, thanks again for your time, man. And we will be catching you very soon, I hope, for the season opener. Or maybe we'll even chat during the Summer League Ball where we actually get to see this kid in action.
Always a pleasure, brother. Take it easy, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
Number 5, never sell no crack where you rest at. I don't care if they want an ounce, tell them bounce.
All right, guys, welcome to the brand new segment called Pop Connect. It's everything pop culture that's still somehow related to the Knicks. This week, it's all about KP. Pop, pop, pop. Let's see what we got.
So what we had to do was basically you gave us the topic, and then we had to make something meme-ish that connected to pop culture.
Sweet. About said topic.
And none of us have seen any of these things before.
That's
so
right.
That's right. This is straight raw dog reaction.
So guys, meme numero uno. Kendrick Lamar, baby.
This looks familiar.
Damn.
This is very pop culture.
Phil looks like he has a mole at the bottom of his chin.
That was me.
Looks like he has a turkey neck.
He does.
Kind of, yeah.
He does
though, yeah.
It's relevant. It's relevant. I like it. It's mine. I like it.
I like it. Good shit.
It's resting Phil face.
What's next?
All right, numero dos.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey.
Hey.
Thanks to your new phone. Who this? Your KP's arm looking a little too dark, no?
Kind of. It's fine, though.
It's fine.
Well done.
What kind of phone is that? What kind of phone does Phil have?
That's a flip phone.
Motorola. Who made this one?
The Razr?
I did it. It's from the movie Taken, guys.
Oh, there you go.
New phone, who this?
All right. Now, I have to warn you guys, this is my third one. It's not pop culture, but it is very dear to my heart, and I'm sure some of you guys will recognize
Let's see. Hopefully we can read it.
All right.
Damn.
All right, no laughs.
Oh, Tim Donahue. I got it.
Come on. What am I supposed to annoy you? But you know what happens when you drop the soap. Phil, Tim Donahue went to jail for the Sacramento Kings 2002. Conspiracy theory. Let's move on.
Back
to
when you were
back
a non-Knicks fan.
I was always a Knicks fan. I'm a New Yorker at heart, baby.
There you go.
Not at heart.
Well done. Well done. That was
That's
true. What's next?
And numero cuatro.
That's
Wait, what album
black.
covers this?
Yes.
That's Kodak Black?
No, just regular
just
black.
Jesus.
What the fuck is that?
I told you.
Man, I don't get it either. Damn, this got the hardest laugh. Can you guys explain?
Some things are just better left with no explanation.
All right, well,
What's
talk
next?
off fair. We'll talk off fair. Let's go back.
Last but not least.
I like the infamous, baby.
R.I.P.
Prodigy.
You did this one?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Prodigy, baby.
R.I.P. man.
You'll be forever missed. Shook ones.
Well
KP
done.
and Melo in the doghouse. The
I hope
infamous.
neither of them die from the Knicks.
Yeah, we're
It's a bad omen right here. What are you doing to us, T?
I don't know, man.
He's like, I think this through.
They both had the meat mugs on. I felt like it suited New York style, you know.
Well done. So that was what do you call it? Pop rocks? What's this called?
Pop Connect.
Pop Connect. Pop Connect.
Like Connect 4 without the 4.
That about
Pop
does it,
rocks
right, guys?
without the rocks.
There you go.
Well done.
So that about
New
does it.
segment, guys.
You guys want to see one of my naked photos?
Spare us.
All right,
I mean,
fine.
we only
So,
have like a few minutes.
Why is it so small?
well, because
Ew,
I
what is
was
that?
I just got out of a pool.
Number 6, that goddamn credit, get it. You think a crackhead paying you back, shit, forget it.
So we're here with Anthony Donahue. Anthony, what's up? It's been
Hey,
a
what's
while.
good, man?
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
Not too bad.
Yeah. Obviously,
Enjoying
since
the
last
Knicks
time.
life.
Yeah, that's true. The Knicks life, whatever that means. It's got its ups and downs.
Unfortunately, it's a lot of downs. And one thing with the Knicks, though, like you look at a lot of bad teams in the NBA, whether the Sacramento Kings or this team or that team that have been bad. Like they're not that fun. The Knicks can suck, break our hearts, but again, I never want to use the term fun, but they're always quite entertaining.
Drama is fun. Drama is fun. I wouldn't say fun, but it's definitely attractive.
I think the fans also help to make it entertaining. You know how we're all up and down, a marginal play happens and we're like sky high, and then like a terrible play happens, I hate the team, blow it up. You know,
the fans are New Yorkers, and we just don't take any BS, generally speaking.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
We're always going to say it like it is. Which brings us to the topic of what just happened. Obviously, we picked Frank Ntilikina 8th in the draft. We wanted to get a sense of, your first impression, your thoughts on that.
Well, I'm definitely not. Obviously, if there's one thing we know about Phil Jackson, he likes to draft the Europeans. He drafted Kristaps Porzingis. Obviously, KP he's on the threshold of greatness right now, as Walt Frazier would say. Billy Hernan Gomez, I think he's going to be very good, made the all-rookie team, so I think he's going to be a very good player. So it came as no surprise that the Knicks drafted Frank Ntilikina.
Yeah,
Frank.
I know.
Ntilikina.
Yeah, I used to do that, made fun of people that couldn't.
18 years old, very athletic, huge wingspan. Is he a project? Probably, but we thought KP was a project. He was good right away 2 years ago for the Knicks. So let's see what Ntilikina can bring to the table. Then you got to see what you're doing for the point guard position. I've always said this for 10, 15 years. It's always been my dream to draft a point guard and just give him the keys right away.
Yeah.
So
oh my God, absolutely.
Not bringing in Chris Paul. I highly doubt you're trading for Russell Westbrook. You're not signing Steph Curry. That said, even if Melo's here, which I think Melo's going to be, and that's a conversation for next, I give Ntilikina the keys and say, figure it out.
So with that being said, giving Ntilikina the keys, does that mean you wouldn't re-sign Derrick Rose, former MVP Derrick Rose?
No, I wouldn't.
It's so interesting because especially the fact when he, what was it? It was ACL that he hurt again this year.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the Knicks were like 5 seed and Derrick had that injury?
Yeah.
So
imagine that.
In the NBA, it's all about numbers when it comes to bringing players back or signing players. So, would I be willing to, sign Steven Jackson from the Big Three? Sure. What's the price? Are we talking $1 million? Or are we talking $8-9 million? So it's the same with Derrick Rose. I like Derrick Rose. I root for Derrick Rose. Obviously, that was a real crazy thing he did by skipping a game. Said it was a family emergency, so I'm willing to drop that right now.
Yeah.
But he didn't make it through a full season.
Right.
He's not a
my dog ate my homework.
Forced game. So, are you bringing him back for a few $1 million? Maybe you bring him off the bench. Sure, I'm interested in that. Right. But I'm not giving Derrick Rose $10-12 million.
No, I hear you. So with that being said, I know you said, Ant, earlier in the conversation that you would give the keys to Frank to run the point guard position. With that being said, how do you think he'd pair with KP?
Yeah, that's tough to say. I mean, obviously, if he's able to run the pick and roll, we'd like to see Porzingis in more pick and rolls. He's 7'3". Mm-hmm. We know KP can finish around the rim. He can pop the jump. He has a big-time skill set.
Yeah.
How those two play together. It'd be nice to see those two get together over the summer and work out. Whether, obviously Frank's in France, KP's in Latvia, running stuff around there. But how they pair together, I can't get that answer yet. None of us can, to be honest.
I've got a bit of a positive outlook, only because Frank himself said that he recognizes sort of that European style in KP, and he thinks they can play well together. And Frank is known actually for being a good pick and roll defender and player, so we've got our hopes.
Yeah, but listen, Ed. We're running out of time here, but I would love to maybe catch up about an hour chat. I think we got to do this for the culture. Knicks fans need this. You and I grab Pete again. We even bring back Far, Steph, and Jay. You know what I mean? We all sit on it and we'll just chop it up sometime. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we should do it somewhere. We should go to a restaurant. We'll have the cameras. We'll just for an hour from current Knicks stuff to old stuff to this to that. And I definitely think the culture needs that for sure.
Sounds like a plan, man.
Undisclosed location. Don't want to get mobbed by the fans like an Axe commercial.
Yeah, we want it to be a private location. We don't want to get groupies after us.
Oh, for sure.
Anyway, thanks a lot, Ant. We really appreciate your take, as always. And thanks a lot for joining us, man.
Appreciate it, Ant. Good seeing you.
Guys need.
Man. Take care, bro.
All right.
7. This rule is so underrated. Keep your family and business completely separated.
All right, guys, welcome to the draft breakdown segment. We are going to go a little bit more in depth into the 3 selections we have, which I think was Frank Ntilikina. The other one is Damon Dotson. And then we have
Ognian
Yadamas.
All right, so yeah, I'm glad they pronounced that for us because we know we can't. So let's go ahead and start with the guy that usually sits here in my spot, but I decided this is mine now. How do you feel about the first selection that we had, Frank Ntilikina?
That's a name we can all now pronounce. It's Frank Ntilikina. I'm going to break this down into 5 main categories. I want you to listen here because you hate on him the hardest, all right?
I do.
Talking about Frank's build, everyone talks about it. 6'5" point guard with that 7-foot wing span. Cannot opine on this enough just because it makes it so much easier to guard the perimeter. And hey, he might be a step slow than, say, I don't know, Dennis Smith Jr., but guess what? His arm is long enough to just reach him as he pleases. Defense helps him tremendously there. This kid's got a willpower for defense. That's important. For someone to want to play defense in the NBA makes all the difference. And that's what Frank is going to bring us. Let's talk about the system. No one wants to talk about the system. We're going to talk about the system. The triangle, it's going to be implemented whether we like it or not. Phil Jackson's here to stay. Breaking news. Sorry to break it to you guys. And we will be playing the triangle. Who's the best point guard drafted here that can fit into the triangle? That is Frank Ntilikina. Let's talk about his IQ real quickly. Kid's smart. So he was drafted at the age of 16 to play professionally, and therefore 2 years of pro experience. Who else has 2 years of pro experience on this roster? A kid by the name of Kristaps Porzingis, another kid by the name of Billy Hernangomez. Both of them did pretty well, translated pretty well into the NBA. Point being, Dennis Smith Jr., Malik Monk, etc. They haven't played with grown men yet. This guy has. Finally, potential. 18 years old. You know about his height. You know about his arm width, arm lengths. He's got a lot of potential at 18 years old. He's going to come up, do big things. He's got a very high upside. I would argue one of the highest upsides amongst these top 11, 12 picks in this year's draft. That's the breakdown of Frank. I hope you're not hating on him any longer, but if you are, you got another segment to talk about it. I don't want to hear it.
So essentially, he is the equivalent of Megalodon. If you don't know what that is, Google it. So I wish we were going to talk about K-Dot, but we're not. We're going to talk about D-Dot.
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 My man, Damon Dotson. This is a kid that I really, really like, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in the Summer League. A lot of people have been sleeping on him, and to be honest, a lot of people didn't even know who he was when we drafted him.
Wet.
This kid is a 6'5", sharp shooting guard out of Houston.
Can you say that really quickly? Sharp shooting
I got
guard.
you, hold on. 6'5", sharp shooting guard out of Houston. How was that?
We can go a little bit faster.
Sharp shooting, 6'5", shooting guard out of Houston. And what's better than that? But I'll take this. So my man Damon Dotson, right? He started out. Oh wait, before I get into that, he's a senior. Go figure. Phil only drafts seniors and European players.
It's either seniors or like 17-year-olds. There's nothing in between.
Wait.
But it's always legal.
Never mind. Never mind.
But it's always legal.
Speaking of legalities, my man Damon Dotson, we're not going to get into this, but he did start his career off at Oregon. Freshman through sophomore year, he was dismissed from the team due to sexual allegations. We're not going to get into that, but
New York City.
Yeah, we don't know how it's going to fare, but we'll leave it at that. He did become and turn out to be a bomb-ass player for Houston. He led the team with 17.4 points per game and 6.9 rebounds, and he was voted first team. Let me make sure I get this correct. AAC player. Not ACC, but AAC. Got that, guys?
Got it.
Yeah, come on, those 2 letters, don't flip them.
I've seen some of his highlights. We're actually going to roll a couple of those now for you.
They look like this. Wet.
I've never heard... Listen, no, this is no joke. We've watched a lot of basketball, right? And you guys can be...
I hope so, yes.
I usually
We've watched a lot of basketball.
I play more basketball than I watch.
This guy's jump shot, when it hits that net, is legit cuff, cuff, cuff. Like, no joke. I've never heard that consistently from another player. And I don't want to over-exaggerate here, but I do think he is coming for Justin Holiday's spot. That's all I got for my man Dame.
All right, who's next?
So, the third selection is can't pronounce it, so we need some help. And I'm going to...
He's from Serbia, right?
I think...
You know what, Regis? Can we phone a friend? Because I think we
phone
might
a
have to use a
friend.
lifeline.
I know a
here.
couple Serbians who can help us out here.
Should we snap our way out of this one?
Let's just do it on 3. 1, 2.
Shit, they're here.
Guys.
They're here.
Oh.
His name is Ognjen
Jaramaz. Brate, mali rastura.
Rastura a 6'4" guard, 190 pounds, plays for a team by the name of Megalikes, who produced the prospect Nikola Jokic, who plays in the Denver Nuggets and has been killing it this season.
My boy Frank Ntilikina is a big fan of the team where this kid comes from because they do produce a lot of NBA draft prospects. It's part of the Serbian league, which, if you guys know anything about Serbia, they're pretty damn good at basketball. This kid's highlights, he looks like an athlete. He looks like the kind of guy that would come in right behind, you know, Frank or whatever. Yep. I'm actually impressed by this kid's footwork, his balance. He just seems like a proper athlete. He comes from a legitimate team with a legitimate conference, legitimate league, and things like that. So he's no scrub. Unfortunately, it seems like he's going to be a draft and stash pick. We probably won't see him on the team outside of some summer league action. But honestly, for a 58th pick, he does look impressive.
Yes, he is averaging 14.5 points, if you would like to know, and 44% from the field, which is great. He is a short white dude, but he can yam it, which I'm happy about.
Yeah, I heard that through the grapevine.
Although I'm a little disappointed that Frank Ntilikina just held up his jersey and had no idea who this dude was. That is a little disappointing, especially since we are from the same region.
Come on, man, do your research.
F you, Frank. It's okay.
Fran. His name's Fran.
Fran, whatever he's
the K sound.
Shame on you. Well, we broke down the 3 selections of the draft picks that we had. We went in depth for you. So stay tuned in the rest of the episode. What's next?
Thanks, Jay.
Yeah!
Never keep no weight on you. Them cats that squeeze your guns can hold jumps too.
Yo, what's going on, Knicks fam? Welcome to a brand new Mad Good segment called Time's Up 24-second Shot Clock. Now, we know as fans that this past season has been a complete murk, and we've been ranting about it on the show for the past year as a group. But it's time we go on a little solo venting session. It's time to start it up. We each got 24 seconds on the shot clock. Start it up. I'm going to mention a guy by the name of Miloš Teodosic, a CSKA Moscow championship winner last year in 2016. He led the Serbian national team to the finals against USA, both in the World Cup and in the Olympics. This guy's praised by Frank Ntilikina, Coach Krzyzewski, as the best international player not in the NBA, considered one of the best passers in the world. This guy goes for a bargain for about $5 million a year, a 30-year-old veteran, someone we should look investing in, but since we got a point guard now. All right, I want to talk to you guys about a position in basketball in the NBA that is so high profile, but for some reason the Knicks aren't even talking about it. That is head coach. We haven't heard a single word about Coach Hornacek and what he plans to do with his team. Don't you guys think that that would kind of be a little bit important in terms of what we're trying to do moving forward and how this relationship with KP and Phil should really be handled? Not to mention Melo.
Listen, guys, we can't over-exaggerate on anything and everything that Phil does. We already know he's a massive manipulator and he likes to mind fuck everyone. Take it easy, all right? Let's slow down. Also, shout out to my man Buck50. I know you're watching our live stream for the draft. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for the shout out. All love, baby.
I've been wanting a point guard for the Knicks for so long. I love that he's European. I think we need that kind of player. Athletic, 6 foot and change point guards that don't move the ball around are a dime a dozen. I want a kid who's hungry, who doesn't have to live up to any terrible Knicks reputation, who just comes in and wants to make the team happy-ish.
À mon avis, Franck n'est pas le joueur pour nous pour l'avenir. Il a du potentiel, mais c'est tout.
Je m'appelle Jean et je nomme pas Franck.
Number 9 should have been number 1 to me. If you ain't getting back, stay the fuck from police. If niggas think you're snitching, they ain't trying to listen. They be sitting in your kitchen.
Closing thoughts.
We getting fired?
Yeah, get off the team.
Yeah, this is news.
So we hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, major news was the Phil Jackson getting fired, what's going to happen to Melo. And now we just heard that Frank, unfortunately, messed up his knee in the first practice. Don't know the details around that, so no one overreact. It could just be precautionary. first summer league game is coming up, and we'll see if he plays. But it's probably
July
not
1st
likely.
through July 6th.
Frank, I'm with you, bro. I fucking love you.
It's going to be
Because he walked off the court.
There's going to be 3 summer leagues going on. We're actually going to be a part of the Orlando.
Yep.
Yep.
Like
Summer
usual.
Yep.
So,
All right.
Oh,
With that
man.
being said, disclaimer to you guys, because from now to when this episode drops, Carmelo Anthony may not be on this team.
Yo, shit could happen.
Shit happens. It's real out here.
we'll try to hit
What
you
is
guys
happening
with like
now?
a mad good minute. One of us might go live if something that crazy happens, and hopefully it's not at 3 a.m.
Yep.
again.
Yeah.
So hit us up on Instagram at Mad Good Knicks Show, Facebook,
Comment.
Twitter.
Much love, heart.
Comment, share, like, subscribe. We really appreciate all the support, guys. We can't tell you how much it means to us. So thank
Love
you.
you guys.
Let's go Knicks. It could be a new beginning all over again, but we'll see.
What's a new
It's a new beginning like every year, though.
Yeah.
It is.
And
It
James
is.
Dolan, you next, boy.
What?
And Phil, if you're watching and, you know, mea culpa, Knicks fans, you could throw one of those one-day salaries to us.
50K.
50K would really help us.
We're actually going to write you a letter or an
help
email.
support the show.
Yeah, word. That's a lot of Metro
Give
cards.
us 1 day of your salary that you stole from the New York Knicks, and we might call it even.
10K per, baby.
Do it for the fans.
It would mean a lot.
You're forever indebted to this franchise. We're part of it now.
And we know you take the bus, so you're not spending the cash.
For real.
It's all the Metro cards.
It's all
Got
on G.
him.
All right.
See you later.
Deuce.
What's up, guys? This is your boy TK, aka John Legend, as you guys know. I want to thank you guys for watching, and please make sure you do subscribe. And if you like what you saw from previous episodes, or if you just like our faces, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. But wait, please hit that like, comment, and share as well. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.